You know, you may know right from the beginning that there's going to be an end to this life. And sometimes you don't know that at the beginning at a diagnosis, and it becomes clear over time. And you might have thought about it a lot right from the beginning, even if you don't know the outcome. And there comes a time when there's a different kind of both cognitive and emotional recognition that really this isn't going to be curative, that really this child is going to die. And it doesn't mean you give up hope. It doesn't mean you don't go back and forth with hope and fear constantly, the hope that I'm wrong and this is going to be fine, or the fear that this really, really is going to happen and I don't know what it's going to look like and I don't know when. But there's a shift, I think, that happens emotionally, even as you're not necessarily giving up hope, where there's a sense of we're no longer really in a curative mode. And that you begin to transition, I think, not all the time, but some of the time, to a different way of thinking. You might, for some, it's a little bit more of a focus on how the child is going to die. It may be a little bit more intense awareness of time. You know, when is this going to happen? Or I don't have as much time, or I need to make the most of whatever, moments that I have.
I think that those last few months of treatment when we were doing therapy at home, it was very difficult. I think at that point I was spending a lot of time in my head preparing that this was not going to end well and that it was not going to be long, that I could see that he was dying at that point. At that point, we were spending less time at the hospital, but we had a great team of people coming into the house through early intervention and palliative care and VNA. And at that point, those people were everything to us, and especially the VNA nurses and the palliative care people, because they really understood that I knew we were on the other side of this, and they acknowledged that and they supported that in a way that I think his medical team couldn't do at that point because they were still treating him. And it was the whole time it was, and I saw it the whole time. But at what point do I take a stand and say enough is enough? And these people were in our home every week and they listened to everything I had to say. And they, more than anything, just said, I see what you're seeing. And that's it. And that was enough for me. Because when the doctors see him once a week, sure, they see things. But these people were in our home. They saw his quality of life. They saw that he couldn't feed himself. They saw that he was in pain at home in his environment. And that's not acceptable. And they acknowledged that what I was seeing was real.